Hey guys, it's Charlie here, back for another video. Today I have an interesting case study. Are ads hurting your website's growth organically in Google's search engine? Ads can cause some problems such as lower page speeds, as well as issues with images and other type of elements that are on your web page. So is that being penalized by Google search engine when it comes to your rankings? Are your keywords being affected? So I kind of went through the ups and downs with my first website, and I wanted to share the first part that I see so far on ads' impact on my organic search growth. So let's jump right into it. So to give kind of the backstory, and I will leave a video in the top corner for my first video on my channel, which does discuss my journey to building over 500 articles on my first authority website. But just kind of setting the scene for right now. So there's 500 plus articles on the site. It was started in April of 2020, and I did hit 10,000 page views a month in August of 2020, which was pretty great. It only took 5 full months. And once it was monetized with Ezoic, the RPM slowly climbed as the machine learning process took its course, and I achieved a $15.70 RPM, which I was pretty excited about, especially for my niche, more of like a hobby related niche. I was excited that I was receiving that type of money early on. The earnings wound up being roughly $5 to $10 a day, and as my traffic stayed stable and continued to slowly grow, I did see upwards between the $9 and $10 range, which was great. I mean, getting paid to just have ads on your site feels pretty cool. And I did also pay for the Ezoic Site Speed Accelerator. It's a feature that Ezoic offers on their website, which allows for higher page speed performance on your end. So you will switch your hosting from whatever hosting provider you use to Ezoic's platform for them to run the Site Speed Accelerator. And it does help with the caching on your page, as well as image optimization. It does help. I definitely saw large improvements in my page speed once I implemented that. Prior to, page speeds didn't look that great, but once I had that up there, I did feel a little bit better about running my site. And when I did test it out on my own, on my mobile device and other computers, I saw speeds that I was still relatively happy with. But let's kind of dive into the traffic journey for this website when I put ads on it and kind of how it responded. So the first chart you see here is my organic growth prior to monetization with ads. So like I mentioned, the site started in April 2020. You could see little to no growth in the first couple months. Once June starts rolling around, I do get some organic clicks from Google. You see that one day there, that article went viral, which was cool, great to see. Wasn't sustainable, obviously. Came back down to earth after that. But you just see a steady march from June, July to August. The visitors do get exciting in August. I'm getting over 200 page views a day organically. And for a site that was only 5 months old, I was really excited and really encouraged by the early numbers I was seeing. Then I was like, 10,000 page views a month, time to join a premium ad network like Ezoic. So I put ads on my website, and it's a little misleading of what happened. So I think the day I put ads on was roughly August 20th, August 21st. And what's confusing is I put ads on a website and I'm trying to judge the impact of ads on its growth versus a niche that is seasonal. So it winds up being that the best months for this niche are going to be April, May, June, July, and August. So I kind of put on Ezoic ads right when I'm expecting my traffic to maybe slow down or even go down on a weekly to monthly basis. And I'm also having a ton of content that was just published and is continuing to be published that's taking time to rank. So you can see from this chart, it looks very, very flat, but there really is no decrease, which I guess is still good. With a seasonal niche, you can offset decline in traffic by just pushing out a lot of content. And that's really what I did. If you watch the journey I had on my first video on my channel, you can see the monthly breakdown of the amount of articles I was publishing, and it definitely counteracted the decline that would happen from a seasonal niche. So did see some peak days in September when I did have Ezoic ads, which was great. And numbers just kind of remained steady and flat. I mean, I think for the most part, traffic was around 300 to 350 views a day. Did have days that eclipsed the 400 organic visitor mark, which was good. Nothing really lower than the 225, 230 number. And I said, you know what? I'm making money with ads, steady income. I also have monetization through Amazon. Once the site comes out of its seasonal part and we're back into the premium months, then I can really judge it to see what's going on. So moving along, I started seeing some issues pop up in Google Search Console. And what's interesting about the chart I'm showing you is this is well after I put ads on my website. So perhaps things changed with the ads that were being promoted. Perhaps it took time for Google to pick up the mobile issues I was having on my site. But I was having issues with the mobile side of my pages, which was quite concerning. And you can see, this is a site with over 550 pages. So the fact that I wasn't having on issues all the pages was interesting to me. So I kind of looked into it further, and I noticed that a majority of the issues were on larger pages over 2,000, 3,000 words that may have had extra images, or maybe an embedded video from YouTube showing a how-to type of content. I was a little concerned, and then I would start typing these phrases into Google, and then this popped up: issues in SERPs, your page is not mobile friendly. And I was like, uh-oh. Still, that article was ranked, I think, as the third result for a phrase that was getting 1,900 clicks a month, which was pretty great. And I was just kind of confused. If your page is not mobile friendly, how is that going to impact its ranking in Google? I don't think it would help it. I think it would only hurt it, especially as Google's, kind of announced that in the next 3 or 4 months of 2021, they're going to make a real push on focusing on content and websites that have mobile friendly pages. So that's something that's really important to me, and I wanted to focus on that. So that caused me to make a change. You can see the keywords ranking also significantly went down. Not really sure what this means. This could be, the Google core algorithm update. This could be my niche not being in season, and maybe its growth kind of being affected somewhat by that. I mean, it's a couple thousand keywords that went down in this time frame. You are obviously going to see the dip and it start to rise again. That's just kind of because of what's happened the last couple weeks, which I will discuss. But, just kind of want to give you guys the information of what I'm seeing and what were kind of indicators that I wanted to make some type of change. Okay, so at this point, I decided, you know what? It's February 2nd. I'm going to remove ads on my website. I want to get back to lightning page speed. I want to have a great experience for the user. I'm still going to make money on Amazon, but I want to see what's the impact of me removing ads. Are things going to stay the same? Are things going to improve? And this is what I saw. And you can see the traffic chart. So this is a little different from the past two charts I showed earlier. This is actually a weekly breakdown. And you can see an arrow for the week that I actually removed ads. And I tried to remove the ads at the end of a week so I could kind of track the weekly growth from there. And all you saw once I removed the ads was a steady climb upwards that stayed upwards. Now, obviously, my niche is similar to many other niches that you guys might see, where the weekends I do see an uptick in traffic versus a weekday. But even on the weekdays for my site, I was getting more traffic than I ever received before. Anywhere from 20 to 25% more traffic, which was something that was like, okay, that's a substantial amount. What's going on here? Something might be up. I even improved the page speed to lightning fast. I mean, I was clicking on it on my phone, I was on my website, on my desktop. Everything was really good. I was really encouraged by it. Speed was great. But for the marginal improvement that my page speed was, did it really impact ranking in only a few weeks? I'm not sure. And that's what's kind of made me think about it. So my website did receive 20% more traffic. Page speed has improved. But the whole seasonal element of this niche kind of makes it a little tricky, which makes me think I have to kind of ride this out a little bit longer. It's only been roughly 2.5 to 3 weeks of no ads on my website. And while I'm not earning that revenue right now from ads, which would probably wind up being almost $80 to $90 that I've lost out on so far, I'm really focusing on what's the real conclusion for ads. Are they going to hurt my website's growth? Is it better to get a spike in traffic and achieve a traffic level I'm comfortable with than maybe wait for Mediavine or AdThrive? I don't know. I mean, I love working with the Exoic. They have a really good customer service team. I was loving the earnings I was getting. It was definitely a substantial RPM. But at the end of the day, I want my site to grow. I mean, I don't want to just be stuck at 12 to 15,000 page views a month. I do want to get to 40, 50, eventually 100,000 page views and bring in a substantial amount of traffic and earnings with the site. So I figure right now I'm going to leave ads off. I'm going to focus on things that I can control, such as maybe finding a better theme on my website that might work with Ezoic better, or just be more ad friendly. I can experience more with, I can experiment more with performance plugins. Is there a plugin that will help my site, be better optimized when it works with ads? I know there's a lot of plugins out there. Some of them aren't, friendly with Ezoic's ads or other ad providers. They kind of don't mix well, and they can't run at the same time. So I'm going to kind of play around with that and see what I can find, and I will share all these findings with you. I think this is going to kind of be a little series of monitoring this website without ads. I know it's kind of a big gamble to not have ads on my website and not monetize that traffic and make money from it. I am making money with Amazon, but I do want to try and solve this issue before my site gets into its prime season, which is going to happen probably 2 or 3 months from now. I want to try and solve as much page speed and organic keyword ranking issues the best I can, trying to solve all of it. And I really want to focus on the user experience for mobile devices. Google did mention that things could change this year. They're going to focus more on a shift towards providing a better user experience for mobile devices. So I'm going to kind of go back to the images on my page and say, how are these images best optimized so they're friendly on a mobile device? As soon as I removed the Ezoic ads, a couple days later, all my web pages that had the mobile issues that said this web page is not mobile friendly when it popped up in the Google SERPs, those all disappeared, which was good. And I think that's going to be helpful for sure. But I don't want to blame Ezoic ads for these problems. There could just be some type of issue with the way the ads maybe interacted with my theme, perhaps. But I think it's important to focus on the fact that there was no substantial rise once I removed ads, and there was also no big decline once I added ads at the time that I did. I know traffic didn't continue to have that hockey stick type growth, but that's more, I think, of the seasonal part of the niche rather than saying, okay, ads actually hindered the site's growth. For my primary pages, for my pages that receive most of the traffic, those keywords remain steady. Majority of them are ranked number 1 and number 2. I have the featured snippet. Those haven't changed at all with or without ads. That's important to note. So I think a key thing to do here, especially if you have this type of question for your sites, is monitor your top 10 or 20 pages and see what happens once you add ads and remove ads. See if those are moving, because obviously those are your big traffic generators on your website. And kind of don't get lost in the whole seasonal part of it. Try and see how those actual keywords are doing, and try and use like a keyword tracker to keep in charge of those keywords and see, are they actually moving? Are they shifting up or down? Are new articles ranking? What is actually going on that's improving traffic or hurting traffic? So at this point in time, I think my conclusion is going to be focus on fixing some on-page website issues that I can control. I'm going to leave ads off for now with the intention of bringing ads back before my site really gets into the prime season of its niche. And we'll see what happens from there. I mean, a 20% increase in traffic in 2 weeks is great. If that's something that happens every 2 weeks, I'm going to be a pretty happy man a few months from now with this website, hopefully around the 40 to 50,000 page view mark. But still, a lot of content has to rank. We're battling with the seasonality element of this niche, which I'm not doing on my second website, and you guys will see that in other videos. But, when you have ads, it's great to make money, but you also don't want to hurt the site's growth. I'm going to focus on improving page speed, focus on the user experience, and I should be back to ads hopefully in the next couple months. All right, guys, thanks for following along on this video. I will provide more updates. I know this is going to be an interesting thing to see. A lot of us want to monetize with ads, and sometimes, monetizing with ads can outweigh, a website's growth, and you don't want ads to hurt your growth. Big battle, big debate. Hopefully this video and this series will take care of all your questions. All right, guys, thank you.